Let's party.
Grown Folks Production. In the mix. With the commish, Nate.
Heyo, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Press Pass Live number 367. Can you believe that, Maniac? We are already at 367. Press Pass Live is your weekly OMFL podcast show, but recently it's been every day as we release news about NCAA and Madden. I am your host, founder, commissioner of the OMFL, the world's oldest and longest online CFM in the world, plus the Grown Folks online community. I forgot what it was called there for just a second, which is a community of gaming leagues, clans. If you play it, we got a group that plays it. This little fella right next to me is Mr. Maniac. He's the owner of the Falcons here in the OMFL and the commissioner of what is soon to be the Deuce Dynasty. Previously, the Deuce, which was a Madden league, and now it's going to be an NCAA league. So much to say, so many words, so little time. Wife has given me a hard time. She walked in right as we were hitting stream. I was like, would you leave me alone? Somebody's waiting on me. Mr. Maniac, how you doing today, bud?
Doing great, man. As always, like a lot of news dropping about college football. I keep wanting to call it NCAA. It's just an old habit.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Always it gets really exciting as you approach a game that you're anticipating to release. So,
yep, I agree. Let's get over here and let's talk. Madden God, see, I did it. I knew I was going to do it. Let's talk NCAA ratings, college football ratings. I'm going to still call it NCAA. I don't care what Maniac says. They dropped the top 100 player rankings, ratings, all of the above. And it was a little weird how they sort of completely listed this out first. They listed them from ranking 100 down. So we're going to flip that rank the other way around. If it will let us, it will go 1 to 9. I'm not going to sit here and cover all these, Maniac, because that's what a lot of videos are. They're like, here's your top 10. Here's your top 10 running backs and receive. Like, people can't read. You can read, okay? I'm not going to sit here and read this all to you. It is on their website. We'll make sure that we post the link if you need to see it. I really don't know how to approach this, but I find it interesting that my Tigers' number 2 player in the game of college football, Mr. Will Campbell, going to be a top pick in the NFL draft coming up. 3 year starter here at LSU. Guy's a complete stud. And this guy, Ollie Gordon II, 96 overall, 90 speed, but 97 acceleration. That guy's going to be an absolute burner. Mr. Travis Hunter, it was surprising to see him not be at the tippy top of this list, but he does come in at number 6 with 95 overall, 95 speed, 96 acceleration. Does anybody have Colorado in our league?
No.
Well,
Kind
there
of
you go.
surprising because, like, 2 of the top 25 guys are.
It'd probably be a fun team to play with the first year. I don't know after that, but the first year probably be a ton of fun. And Ohio State with a lot of players, Oregon with a lot of speed. So if you go over here and you look at this thing by speed, you're going to see they got the top 2 guys in Tez Johnson and Evan Stewart. Travis Hunter comes in 3rd, Benjamin Morris after that. Top acceleration guys, Evan Stewart. Again, we just talked about him. Billy Bowman Jr., what a name. Strong safety, 90 overall from Oklahoma State University. Harold Perkins, another LSU player. It's funny to see, at least in the top 100, this guy's going to be the 3rd quickest. Looking at top strength, I'm going to mess this up. Eritante Ursay, left tackle, is going to be the strongest guy.
Did pretty good.
I don't think so. Out of what is this? The Beavers, Minnesota. Jeez,
Minnesota.
There we go. Deion Walker out of the University of Kentucky. He's coming in 2nd. Deontay Corlone out of Cincinnati. He's coming in 3rd. So a couple of really strong players. Who cares about awareness and who cares about jump? We're not going to go through each of these. Mr. Maniac, initial knee-jerk reactions. Good to see you, Daniel. Good to see you, Den Brew. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Initial reactions about the top 100 players.
No, I mean, it's... I wish they would have released it, like, all, but can you imagine, like, having every player available to look at? I mean, that would
be nice.
The list, yeah.
Seeing as the game drops next week, right?
Yeah, or like, I think my countdown on my game showed 4 days and 23 hours or something like that, I think. So it is getting the nit and gritty, I guess you would say. I would like to look at like the quarterbacks. I think if you looked at the quarterbacks, because obviously they're the general of your offense, and I was really surprised to see this kid from Liberty, I think University, Salter down there, at 90 overall, 87 speed, 92 acceleration. Like, it's a young, really good quarterback there with a small program. So I know guys like you've talked about, you like taking over small programs, building guys up. That would be, looking at Conference USA, that would be like a neat team possibly to take over if you were doing a 2-star or lower kind of coaching carousel. But I think just looking at the stats, I was kind of surprised to see Sanders. Only being 80 speed, 85 acceleration. I really thought he was going to be a little bit faster. I thought he was a little bit more athletic than that. So, Quinn Ewers is actually faster than him. So I wonder if he's going to be scratching his head, questioning that. I know a lot of the Madden guys tend to get on social media and they'll complain about their ratings. So I wonder how much of complaining some of these younger guys will do. I'm sure they're going to do some. It's just human nature. But I think looking at our dynasty that we've got set up, obviously you've got Salter. That's not going to be a factor with the human players in our dynasty. Daniels from Kansas University, not going to be a factor. And then also Sanders. I mean, nobody's got the buffs but some of the guys that we've got, Carson Beck, that's going to be a great quarterback there to start off with. Obviously, he's a pocket passer more or less, but man, he's got all the tools. I think Bill in New York is Georgia Bulldogs. So man, it's going to be a nice piece for him. Obviously, he's a New York fan, so he's used to dealing with bad quarterbacks playing with the Giants. So going into this college football game, man, he's going to have a really good quarterback to start out with, and his team's going to be solid overall. But man, I like looking at the quarterbacks and seeing, like, because man, these are the field generals here.
Yeah. What's up, Emmett? Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Jalen Milroe, he's going to be a problem. Milroe, come on, Nate. Milroe and his 91 speed, 93 acceleration is going to be a problem. Also found it really interesting. In the top 100 players, none of these guys break the top 15. So no quarterback in the top 15, which I just find interesting, to say the least. I think the highest rated quarterback is Shedeur at 17, and then Beck at 18. And then we're talking high 20s and 30s, and then we're all up in the 70s and 90s. So I just thought that was interesting. Usually the quarterbacks are riding the ship, even in college football today. But according to these ratings, not so much. And of course, we don't see all the ratings, which I wish we did. I wish we could see throwing power and accuracy and that kind of stuff. I think that would really separate some of these quarterbacks. I also wanted to look at, I don't know what you're doing here. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go look at halfbacks because, well, everybody likes playing with the halfbacks, right? And we've seen guys take over with low-rated running backs, but that have plenty of speed and be able to really dominate. And we see a ton of running backs in the top 100. Did this work? No, it didn't. It showed quarterback. What are we doing? Hold on. Oh, it's because it still has quarterback selected as well. This thing is really tiny, y'all, so it's very hard to see. Let me get this off. Yeah, there we go. Apply. Now we got all the running backs. Out of the top 100, Maniac, we got, what is this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 running backs. Wow. So a long list of running backs on this list. We're going to get to it. It's also good to see a bunch of offensive linemen on the top 100 list. So offensive linemen getting some love, but a lot of halfbacks out here. Anything caught your eye there?
Just looking right quickly at that, the fact that all those 14 running backs are 90 overall and above. So that's,
I think all top 100 are 90 and above. So I think the top 100 might be the 90 overall and up players.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did actually look at that closely, but man, it's pretty impressive though. I don't see any of these guys. You don't never know how a game transitions until you get to play it and stuff. Because I know, like in current Madden, past Maddens, even back with NCAA 14. Normally, if you had a running back that was, I was just looking right here at Martinez for Miami University at 88 speed. Most of the time, that was a death sentence. You didn't want a running back that was at least, it had to be 90 speed. So I'm really interested to see how some of these games are really possibly transitioning to where making these guys matter. He does have good acceleration, so obviously he's going to hit the hole quickly.
Hey,
and get upfield. But and the 88 speed, is that going to be something that with the new wear and tear system, is it going to the speed going to decrease a lot? Is it going to affect the overall player from really being an impact in the game or not? But I just think that I like to see some of these guys like that be a little bit more a factor than we've seen in the past. And if any indication from some of the gameplay videos that they showed, or the gameplay that they showed yesterday, I think I think there is room for a power back, or a back that's really quick and between 10, 15 yards. So you may have a spot on your team for that type of player instead of just discarding or never using them off the bench. So.
Ooh, I had a little yawn there sneak up on me. I will say the gameplay footage we've seen, right, with why is it slipping my brain right now? The running back, the guy who was actually physically playing, whatever his name was, he is, I think, 90. Edwards, that's right. He's 90 speed in this game. And boy, he was running away from fools in the game. So what I found interesting about running backs, only 2 had 94 speed, nobody over that. In the top 100, we may have not top 100 players that are over that, but in the top 100. And it's going to be interesting to see how fast they actually play. And I think another thing will be, we've seen a lot of missed tackles. You're freaking out over there. You're already starting to come up with rules. I ain't even unpacked the wrapping off of the game, but we don't know how bad those players' tackle rating is. Are we seeing these like realistic looking things because ratings matter and those players can't tackle very well? Also on the screen now are going to be the offensive linemen. Only 7, I think it was, quarterbacks in the top 100. There's well over 15 or 20 offensive linemen in the top 100. No quarterbacks in the top 15, 3 offensive linemen in the top 15. And all of these except for 2 are in the top 90. So lots of really good offensive linemen. What we don't know is, a lot like Madden drafts, in my opinion, after you get to season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, the league completely changes because the influx of talent, the drafts don't match what the default rosters were. They just don't, they never correlate. They never match. I'm interested, like NFL, right? I'm going to have an offensive lineman in the NFL that the Saints draft. He's probably going to get a rating of 68 to 72. Offensive linemen in an NFL Madden draft like class that comes in, they're in the mid to high 70s, sometimes 80s. It's like, wait a second, these things aren't connecting to each other. I'll be interested to see, out of these default ratings, how much do the 3,500 players that get put into recruitment every single season, how much do they match? Or is it like Madden where within 2, 3, 4 seasons, it's a completely different roster makeup? We just won't know that for a while. But I thought showing the big men love was pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, anytime a big man gets love, it's a thing to be celebrating because man, I'm telling you, like maybe that's the reason why we're seeing like the video of that game. You know, where Michigan, you know, they may have. I know they don't have any linemen here, offensive linemen in the top 100. It doesn't show, but they may have a pretty good group, you know, and into the mid 80s, you know, across the board, and maybe, you know, you're going to see a resurgence of the domination of an offensive line that is well built, you know, and so maybe putting in the extra effort of recruiting top offensive linemen instead of just always going after the top position guy like a running back or a quarterback. You build your offensive lineup really good, and then you can have a kind of a mid to road quarterback, running back, and then turn them into superstars because your offensive line is just grading the way for them, making those holes, you know, and those openings for them just to get down the field and make big plays. You know, so again, there's just different ways maybe you can look at with this game, possibly building your team, focusing on one area that maybe another guy wouldn't, because you know, maybe Shocks fans over here with Oregon, he's doing nothing but searching for 96 speed wide receivers all through the recruitment, and he ends up getting really poor offensive linemen and doesn't really take care of that part of his game. Then that guy may suffer a couple seasons because the quarterback's getting pummeled in the backfield, and then he may end up transferring out. You know, so that could be something to keep an eye on with the game, how it progresses and stuff. So a lot of things that could be integral.
Only 10 cornerbacks in the top 100. and none of them super burners. I just did both cornerback and safeties. Your top speed there is Billy Bowman Jr. at 94 speed, and Benjamin Morris, the number one cornerback, number 12 rating as 94 speed. Your number one player in the entire game is Will Johnson. He's 96 overall, but 92 speed. So a lot of like low 90 speed cornerbacks. Again, interested just to see how does that play, right? Because in Madden, you can have a smart, athletic player, but if he's got 90 speed, sorry, homie, he ain't playing. He's going to get burnt a lot. So how do these correlate will be really interesting. And just to show the counter of that, we'll reset these. I'll show receivers, and then I'll let Maniac put a bow on things. But seeing where all of the cornerbacks and safeties are, come on, where's the wide receiver? Here we go. We'll do wide receivers. We're not going to do tight ends because I've seen the tight ends. They're not that fast. But looking at the wide receivers, we'll sort by speed. We got the two Oregon State guys, or Oregon guys that we talked about, 96, 95, Travis Hunter, 95, Luther Burden, 94. So a couple of guys in the high 90s. But again, these are just the top 100. You may have less than overall players like in the 70s and 80 overall, much lower, top 300 players who do have the speed. But overall, the top players, you're not seeing a ton of speed, and if you do, you're seeing it at the wide receiver position. That could go a long way into how this game plays.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that, even if you look at the receiver part, I mean, in the top 100, you have let's see, everybody except for one guy is above 90, and then the last guy, Xavier from Miami, has 89 speed. But really, I mean, if you look at the top end, most guys, they're going for the next Tyreek Hill, the 98 speed guy, Tez Johnson, Stewart. They're probably the guys you would look for. Travis Hunter with the 95 speed. But then you start looking at that, it jumps kind of down to that 92 mark pretty quickly. And even in Madden now, like you have a 92 speed wide receiver.
He's 4th, 5th, 6th on the list.
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting though to see that.
I'm cool with it if the recruiting classes equal that, right? Like if there's like some continuity, and I think that's the word I've been missing. But in Madden, I find that the draft classes, there is no continuity to matching what the NFL rookie ratings are. It's not the same, and it changes roster makeup. And so if they've kept the continuity between the the recruiting classes and the default rosters, and it has been tuned, then cool, let's play it. Let's go. I'm fine with lower ratings. I'd like to see lower ratings. I'd like to see 90 overall players feel different than 80 overall players or 70 overall players, which I think we can all agree we don't see that in the NFL, and it's a change I think we'd all like to see. What's up, Birdman? What's up, Kev? Good to see you guys. Birdman, I was you last night in PUBG. I was dressed as a bird playing basketball. Nobody got it. No one laughed. No one chuckled. I was like, I'm Bird playing basketball. Anyway, any other thoughts? I mean, look, let's not make a big deal out of this. We're not going to turn this into a 4-hour podcast. It's our top 100 ratings, all right? It's not that big of a deal, but any sort of final thoughts as we put a bow on it? I mean, this one felt like the least exciting out of all of the updates that we've received so far.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of with you on that. It was the least exciting. Like I said, I would have liked to have been able to just look my whole team over.
Yeah, give us all of it.
Top to bottom.
Give us all of
maybe
it.
Maybe they release it, in a couple days or whatever. Maybe when they do the.
It's called when they release the game. They're going to release the ratings and they release it. Like, come on, just give it to us. Let us make content for the next few days with this stuff. Come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, we can break this down. We could touch on every 100 player, man. We can go through and do a screenshot, and
Maniac, they've done so good. They've hit it out of the park. the marketing has been great. The hype has been great. The release of information, it's all been good. It's all been great. Just give us the ratings. Like, what are we doing? The game's done.
Yeah.
It's ready to roll.
Yeah.
Give us the ratings. Well, just give us the rosters. Come on.
Yeah, I think guys are ready just to see the teams fully. I mean, it's been 10, 11 years, so, we're ready.
No, 14, brother. Right? No. No, I guess it's been 10. It's been 10. I don't know why 14 popped in my head. No, it's been 10. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I was questioning whether it's 10 or 11, but
no, it's me. I'm the idiot.
So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, you can only go over so much with this stuff. I think, again, just kind of talking about continuity, and what you were saying about the rosters with the drafts and different things. The one big about that Madden had, for the longest, and they've gotten better. I mean, I have to give them credit. They have gotten better at the certain ratings being a little bit more realistic.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you remember, 4 or 5 Maddens ago, where you would go into a draft and over half the draft class of say for instance a wide receiver group would be in the 70s for speed, 80. I mean low 80s for speed. You can't use this guy. It's totally useless. So, but again, you also don't want to be on the other end of that spectrum where it's all guys are coming out with 92, 93, 95 speed.
But that's what we get anyway. You know what I'm saying? If I had to really nitpick in a Madden rosters, this is not a Madden podcast today, but if I was nitpicking them, it is that we get there anyway because the game is tuned for those fast players. And if you, every year, without a shadow of a doubt, by the time we get to season 2, everyone has 92 plus speed wide receivers, 92 plus speed cornerbacks, 82 plus speed linebackers. You know what I'm saying? It's 82 plus speed tight ends. Everyone's roster starts to look exactly the same because that's how the game is tuned. I wish we did have a better way of creating rosters that were different and different ways to play with different styles of players. But you hit you just cut 80 speed wide receivers. They're useless. You cut 70 speed tight ends. They're useless. You cut 70 speed linebackers. Useless. The second that attribute pops up, I'm cutting that dude. He's not even going to make the team. Tune the game to where you can play with those guys because they bring other things to the table. And speed will always sort of be king, at least up to today, which is why I'm interested about these speed ratings on here. Is it still king in NCAA? Because it played fast. And again, we watched a guy who got a 90 speed rating was running away from players. So have they tuned it to where not everybody needs to be 99 speed? I don't know. We won't find out until we get the game in hand. And by then, Maniac's going to have 700 rules. So just get ready, guys.
It's coming. Oh, man. Well, I mean, you can't say much more. I mean, it's like I said, it is what it is with this top 100. Maybe just kind of throwing off on that, which I know they've given us a lot of different sliders, and this could be for Madden and college football. They've given the commissioners a lot of sliders to control certain things. The dice roll situation, that's where a lot of that comes in with the speed rating, because if you get a guy that's really athletic and he's got say for instance, a 92 speed rating to start the game off, and he's really athletic, he's 96 change of direction, 95 agility. I've noticed a lot of times that within the first just say 10 dice rolls that you get with him for increasing his rating, probably 2 of those will affect speed and give him a speed bump. So, and then you have your coaching, also that the coaching tree that also gives some players either a speed rating boost or acceleration. So then all of a sudden you've got that 92 guy and he's at 95, 96. So again, maybe if they would give us the commissioners the ability to say, all right, look, we want a certain percentage of players to only have this amount of speed, certain percentage of players, kind of like what they do with the X Factors and superstars and stuff like that. They have you that slider that you can say, okay, I don't want more than this and I don't want more than that. Just kind of maybe help us, give us those tools maybe to kind of build our dynasty league, whatever, the kind of the way we want to, and not be maybe so engulfed in certain attributes like speed, where it's that everything like that's just king, so you can kind of control it a little bit. And then on the opposite end of that as well, make it like, okay, I don't want wide receivers below 85 speed in my draft or in the recruiting, because it's just really, they're not really going to happen. That there's just not. If you get a guy in a game, and I know I'm rambling now, in real life, they go to recruit him, and he runs a 40 speed that is going to correlate to the game being or a rating that would be like an 85. They're going to move that guy to tight end, or they're going to find another position for him. He's not going to be a wide receiver. To me, I think that's kind of way they need to approach the game. Give more control for the commissioners and those that are running these leagues to kind of build it the way you want it.
Well, Maniac, as we put a bow in the show, what is next? I think we have some more reveals coming up. You're our NCAA guru. What's next from them?
To be honest, I don't know.
Mr. Maniac.
I didn't.
I think the next one is not something connected to Dynasty mode. I forget exactly what it was, but I don't think it's something that's connected to Dynasty mode.
I think it's something with let's see.
I was trying to pull it up, but I don't see it. I thought it was in our chat. I thought somebody posted in our chat what it was, but
Road to Glory.
Road to Glory. That's what it is. Yeah. Which we will not be covering. We're just going to do Dynasty and CFM stuff from Madden. So hopefully we get some Madden news sometime soon. But, let us know you're making a game, because I'm not sure after playing the beta that you actually made a game. I think maybe you just made a beta. So anyway, Maniac, this has been fun, man. Thanks for coming to breaking down this with me. And guys, do me a favor. Reach down there, hit the like button. If you're not part of the Grown Folks community, hit the subscribe button. Come be a part of. If you're over 18 and you play games, you look for clans and leagues, come join the Grown Folks community. Our details are here in the description below. If you're looking for a Madden League or a Dynasty, come check us out. The Deuce Dynasty, the OMFL, Madden League, 2 flagship programs here. If you play shooters, we got some great friends playing some shooters, so come hang out with us. Guys, I love you. You matter. Take care of yourselves. Take care of those around you. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Peace.
Deuces.
Smash that like and subscribe.